Welcome to Being Revealed with Stephanie and Alex. I'm Stephanie Cunningham.
I'm Alex Holtzaffel.
We started this podcast to talk about the journey of personal and spiritual growth, ours and others. Thanks for joining us as we figure things out together.
Well, welcome back.
Yes, welcome back.
It's Super Bowl Sunday.
It is Super Bowl Sunday.
When we're recording it.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Yeah, I saw a meme that said, "Did you know that Taylor Swift's boyfriend is playing at the Usher concert?" I thought that was funny. Poor Travis Kelce.
Yeah.
Poor Taylor Swift.
I think they're both doing very well handling the spotlight.
It seems like it. You know, it still seems from afar that they're, taking it in stride. And I'm sure it's really, really hard.
Their personalities are set up
to
handle this. So, but I like seeing it. I don't know.
I do too.
I just shared a video of her. I think it was her mom and her and Brittany Mahomes walking down the tunnel in Vegas at the Super Bowl.
Oh, really?
So they're there.
Yes, she made it. Well, hopefully nobody makes her work tonight.
No.
She's off duty.
She had a concert and then flew to Los Angeles, and then she probably tired.
I don't know.
That's not my personality.
Yeah. Today we're going to talk about cultivating gratitude.
Cultivating gratitude.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So that I think is a big one because gratitude, we hear so much about it. People do gratitude journals.
Mm-hmm.
And they write down everything they're grateful for. I have Kyle tell me his top 3 gratefuls every night.
Yeah.
Sometimes they're a little sketchy. He's just trying to get it over with, But I want him to really kind of think about the things that happened throughout the day. Before we talk about cultivating gratitude, let's talk about gratitude. What does that mean to you?
Well, to me, there's a difference between being grateful and having gratitude. And this is something I learned in the rooms, but gratitude is an action word.
Mm-hmm.
I think gratitude is like your behavior from being grateful. I mean, that's one of the definitions I can because you can say you're grateful, like I'm grateful for this, I'm grateful for that, but your actions don't really show that. Okay. I feel like gratitude is putting that gratefulness into action.
Oh.
Or changing or your attitude, Mm-hmm. I don't know if that makes sense, but
yeah, so I like that. I haven't heard that before.
The gratitude is an attitude.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Grateful is just saying it.
I'm grateful that there are Hershey chocolate nuggets downstairs for me to eat tonight.
Well, and then gratitude would be eating them.
Ah! I love that example.
And then going out and buying more.
Right. Thanking myself for
looking
buying
in
them.
the mirror and be like, look how great I look eating a bag of chocolates.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's may not be what I'd be saying, but I might be like, oh no, I feel so sick because I ate the whole bag of Hershey's Nuggets.
So grateful that they tasted so good.
Yes, yeah. So when you talk about gratitude, it's an action word. So give me a few more examples of what gratitude would look like.
Well, I mean, I can go back into, just off the top of my head, I can go back into my early days of AA, staying active in the meetings and getting there early and setting up a meeting and then staying late and tearing down a meeting. That shows gratitude towards the program because you're kind of doing a thankless job and you're being of service, continuing to be of service even though you've been sober for a while shows that you're grateful for what the program has done for you. So, it's kind of things like that in my daily life. I'd have to really stop and think how do I show gratitude? But
let me throw this out. Would this be something? Showing gratitude for our home could be cleaning the home and making sure that everything stays repaired. And things like that. Would that be gratitude for this shelter that we have and caring for the place. Could that be it? An action of gratitude?
Yeah, that could be. Or I know sometimes like it could be towards, owning the home and having it, so you want to take care of it. But also like there's chores I'll do around the house that I don't want to do, but then I don't want you to have to do them. So that's like me showing gratitude towards you, like,
This is real, people.
So, but little stuff like that. I guess one example is doing things that you don't want to do, but you do it.
Right.
That could be one example. As far as it being like an action.
Yeah.
I think as far as it being an attitude, I really think the attitude of gratitude can help when you're feeling down. Because it's so easy to get caught up in your current situation. And I've talked about this probably in some of our other episodes where I'm at today might start to bother me, or I'll think about stuff. And then that's when I need to put that attitude of gratitude into action, because if I think about where I was 20 years ago or 22 years ago, whatever it was, I don't deserve what I have today. So I have to keep that attitude of gratitude to really put things in perspective. Like, the things that might get on my nerves or might bother me is nothing compared to, what other people are going through or what my life was like 22 years ago. And then, so it can, gratitude, the attitude of gratitude can easily be used to flip the script or flip how you're feeling about something. It could also be like, I could be irritated, like, oh, I gotta walk the dog all the time, and then, I gotta do this and I gotta do that, and I gotta pick the kid up from school, but then you can look at those situations and be irritated by them, or you can be like grateful that you have the opportunity to do those things. And really, in reality, it's like life could be a whole lot worse. Like you could, or at least in my situation, I could be on my own, unhappy and lonely, and to be able to be of service to someone and be there to help someone and to be a part of something, be grateful for that.
Yeah.
So
could cultivating gratitude or expressing gratitude, could that also be honoring the moment, honoring the experience as well? So what I mean by that is, like you were saying, taking the dog for a walk, saying, boy, yes, it sucks to do this task, but I honor the fact that I have an opportunity to have this life in our family, and I want to take care of that life. I want to make sure it's healthy and it's happy and it gets what it needs. Can offering gratitude and having that attitude of gratitude be something it's kind of like in honor of, or expressing honor, or expressing kind of that kind of intention as well?
Yeah, I mean, it can. The one thing that you said, I thought you were going a different direction, but I was thinking of like living in the moment, because that it can also help you be in the moment and stop worrying about like, well, if I didn't have to walk this dog, I could be doing this or doing that. But then if you turn around and think about, well, what can I be grateful for to have this experience? And it kind of keeps you in the moment.
Yeah.
Yes. Like I'm grateful that I can spend time with my animal.
Yeah.
And that we can bond together, and that it's a nice day right now, that I can be out enjoying the sunshine and get good exercise.
It's good for my body as well.
Yeah. And it does it when you change your attitude and look at things a different way, it can kind of redirect you and keep you in the moment. I think that probably that's one of the hardest things that we have, maybe I have, is living in the moment and just trying to experience the moment. I'm always worrying about the what ifs or like, well, if I didn't have to do this, I could be doing that. And that's all just, I'll use the term mental masturbation. It's just like,
yeah,
it's all
It's easy to fall into that.
Yeah, and then you're not in the moment anymore, and then your mind's just wandering in all different directions. But if you stop and think and get in the moment and think about the things that you're grateful for, then it can change your attitude and your perspectives. And cultivate gratitude too, it can.
Yeah. So talking about that, cultivating gratitude, I will say that I've had kind of a hard time with gratitude over the years. Not that I'm not grateful, not that I'm not honoring the experience, not that I'm not doing that. I just, for some reason, for a long time, it just didn't really click with me as something to focus on, I guess, right? I feel like I was doing it in my everyday life. I feel like I had an attitude of gratitude, but for some reason, for a long period of time, I think that word just kind of turned me off.
Yeah.
If you will, so I wasn't leaning into that word too much. I probably still don't, if I'm honest, I probably still don't lean a lot into that word. However, like the actions that I take are of gratitude, and the expressions that I have are of gratitude.
Yeah.
I don't know. For some reason, that word was hard for me, I guess.
Well, it'd be thrown around nonchalantly.
Maybe that's what it is. Yeah. Yeah. And it kind of seemed like, oh, it doesn't really mean anything. So when we talk about cultivating gratitude, how have you been able to cultivate gratitude over the years? And maybe you need to go back 22 years to kind of think, well, how did I make that happen at first? I know a lot of people really appreciate hearing your story. So,
well, I mean, my experience, I feel like, is different because I was at a low and then, I got better. So, of course, there's going to be more chances to truly be grateful. And I think in my case, it is comparing who I was or the path I was on to where I am now. And it's just like, I don't know if you say unconditional gratitude or just, which I guess some people might just overlook it and be like, whatever, like I deserve this. But no, it's having everything that I have now, even in early sobriety and getting sober and then going back to school. And, I carried like a 4.0 average through school and was class valedictorian and blah, blah, blah. But it's all
smarty pants.
But it's like, and that means something, but I don't think it would mean as much if I wasn't at one point in an ICU intubated and about ready to die, so going from that low to being able to excel, it really makes me grateful for the opportunity to get sober and get clean. But there were relapses in there too. So it's like,
did you have that feeling of gratitude at the time when you were in school? You said you went from your low to being valedictorian of your class. And looking at that now, you can really be grateful for it and really see that. But when you were in school at that time, were you feeling those feelings of gratitude and gratefulness?
Yeah, and I think that's why I did so well.
Oh.
Because it was like, it was a second chance on life. I was kind of like a new person. So rather than just like going through the motions, I really took it serious and buckled down. And I think that was kind of like an attitude of gratitude. Like, I'm not going to waste this, I want to say second opportunity because I had more than that, but this probably last opportunity. Yeah. I'm not going to waste it. I'm going to get serious. So I think that was an action probably of gratitude.
Let that sink in.
And I didn't really, you kind of got that out of me because I never really thought about that. But that probably was
Yeah.
gratitude in action.
Oof. I don't know. That really hit something, huh? That was cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. That you recognizing that maybe it wasn't a strong recognition at that time,
No.
but maybe more of a subconscious,
Yeah.
Gratitude in action. But yeah, having that experience and really saying, okay, I mean it this time.
Yeah.
And this is what I want my life to be like.
Yeah.
Or this is the track, you want to take your life.
Yeah. And it was just, I knew I'd pretty much been given so many extra chances and been there at the bottom, and then was able to somehow get pulled from that hole, whether it be surrender or whatever. But the fact that I survived like a pretty bad suicide attempt and got sober again.
Yeah.
This, the grace of a higher power, whatever you want to call it. But yeah, so I think that helped me fully surrender, and it just, the surrender maybe helped me be truly grateful and and take things serious.
Yeah.
I guess.
Yeah.
But yeah, I never would have put the two together. But now that you say it, I'm sure that was the drive, part of the drive.
Yeah. Do you think you brought up surrender. Do you think surrender and gratitude are related in any way? Like, maybe not related, but go together, support each other?
I'm sure. I mean, if you're still fighting something and you haven't surrendered, then if you're still fighting and can't let go of it, then it's probably hard to achieve gratitude in certain areas, because you're still using your willpower and you're still like trying to control things. So whatever it may be.
Right. That wouldn't be an action of gratitude.
No. I mean, sometimes you do have to, I guess, assert your will, but in most cases, when you can't let go of something or you're really trying to control it, it's usually not good.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. I have never really thought about the correlation or the relationship between surrender and gratitude, and thinking about that right now, I feel like they are definitely supportive of one another. Just, some of the things that you just said.
Yeah.
If you haven't surrendered, you're still, like you said, fighting against something. There's still that block. There's still that feeling of pushing, maybe aggression, not aggression, like mean aggression, but like aggressiveness, pushing forward, and
you still have fight,
right? Yeah. And then with the surrender comes softness, comes openness, comes gratitude for the moment, comes, offering a different experience to the world, which could be offering that attitude of gratitude, of saying, thank you for this moment. What am I going to do with this moment? I could be angry about having to walk the dog, or I could enjoy the fact that I get to take care of this cute, soft little fuzzy thing. And this is what he needs. And it's actually what I need too.
Yeah.
So in taking care of him, I'm taking care of myself as well. I'm grateful for that opportunity. Yeah.
It's about changing perspective, and life is 90% attitude. Attitude's a big thing, like how you look at things, how you choose to look at things. And that's probably the hardest thing, is stepping back and trying to flip the script, or just, no, I don't need to think about it this way. I can think about it another way. I had a pretty routine lifestyle for a long time, being single and on my own, and like, every night I'd be like gaming, and it was pretty consistent. So that's changed a lot in the past couple of years. And there's some things like lately, like before I go to work, I walk Butters, and I never thought I would be doing anything like that.
Yeah.
But I think I kind of just like accepted the fact that this is okay.
Mm-hmm.
It's okay to do this. It's not my usual routine, but it's okay.
Mm-hmm.
And I kind of enjoy it. I enjoy it most of the time. Sometimes I don't, depending.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it's just how you look at things.
And you're grateful probably too what you get out of it. Because like you were saying, especially with an animal, well, with any relationship, what you put into it, you get out of. So when you're spending time with your animal walking him,
you're bonding.
You're bonding with them.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And then so now they both put me to bed and then they both
hang out,
leave. So yeah, they bro out.
Yeah.
So and leave me behind. But that's a nice special relationship that you guys get to have.
Yeah, it is. And then but sometimes I do need my time away from animals, people, everything. So he'll fall asleep downstairs and I'll leave the TV on and go sneak up to the game room and shut the door. But no, I mean, throughout daily life, there can be little nuances or this or that. And I guess the more you practice on not letting things bug you and the whole thing's about gratitude and being grateful. But with me, I always felt like I'm living on borrowed time. Mm-hmm. So my answer to everything would be like, well, you're not supposed to be alive and you're not supposed to be here. So be grateful that you can have a bad day, which sounds like, I don't know if I'd ever walk through life like that, but that could be an example.
Yeah.
Because it's true. Like really, like I really shouldn't be alive. So having a bad day is better than having no day.
Yeah.
So,
that's true.
Yeah. But
I enjoyed this conversation. This was really interesting. Gratitude holds kind of a weird feeling for me. We all have those words that just feel a little cringy, I guess. And sometimes I think of, spirituality is something that is extremely important to me and that I value and that I think is important to the entire human race. And really, I feel that that's why I came here, is to express it, to communicate it, to share it, to teach it. And sometimes when I feel like there's some spiritual bypassing going on, it can really bother me. Mm-hmm. So maybe because of the context in which I heard that word brought up in the past, it at the beginning, a long time ago, it really kind of just didn't sit with me the way that it probably should have.
Yeah. Yeah. And I think there's different, some people might not agree with my definition of gratitude, but I feel like it is a service word. Mm-hmm. I feel like gratitude, it's a result of being grateful, but it's like being of service.
Yeah.
Because when people are of service to another person, that doesn't involve getting paid for it. Mm-hmm. Like I would say that's gratitude in action, So I think that to me personally, that's what I feel like. I feel like it's a service word, and my experience is different because of getting sober and being in AA. But think about people who don't put shopping carts back up, people who don't open doors for other people, people who don't say thank you. Like, I feel like the people who do those things are probably pretty grateful people or have a good attitude about life, or maybe not all the time, but I think actions say a lot. So to me, that's like gratitude.
Yeah.
So, and if people, if they interact with our podcast, you have a Q&A there. People can always, if they have other ideas of what gratitude is, they can always shoot it on there too.
I love it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that's just my understanding or how I feel gratitude. I think it's about being of service, and it's a result of being grateful, and service is how you show your gratitude.
Yeah. As far as cultivating it sounds like, what I heard you saying a lot of is staying present and remembering all these things that you have in your life, or the things that you've overcome, and staying present with that information helps you to cultivate more gratefulness, and then express gratitude in various ways.
Yeah. And it is cultivating it. I think you do have to compare your present situation to past situations, or, there's things like I use my dad and my parents moving up here a lot. They lived in Southern Ohio.
Yeah.
Honda opened, they moved up here. I'm so grateful for that, because when I look at what's down in Southern Ohio, if I would have stayed down there, it would have been horrible. Stuff like that, so.
Yeah.
But I didn't really realize that and have that outlook until, my early 20s.
Right.
So
right.
It is a lot of comparing the situations and periods of time or whatever.
Mm-hmm. I like that too. Even going back further, what your parents did for you that you don't even recognize.
Yeah.
I appreciate the fact that my parents came from tough situations, and they came together and they made a decision that they were going to do things differently for us. That was huge.
Yeah.
And I'm grateful that they both said, okay, we're going to be more aware of what we want to consciously do and not do, that we liked or did not like in the ways that we were raised. And we're going to move forward in a different way. And I appreciate that.
Yeah. One more, I know we're trying to wrap it up, but one more example is my job. When I first graduated X-ray school, the hospital that I did clinicals at, they didn't have any jobs. I did another job for like 7 months. And then it just so happened the manager seen me like walking in my car from my other job. I got a call the next day, hey, we have an opening, you want to come work for us? And I'm so grateful, because I don't know where my life would be at if I would have stayed with that other job. I've been with this current job for 16 years.
Yeah.
So it's like, I'm so grateful that on that day he seen me and was like, he was a good student, I want to offer him a job, because I have no clue what my life would have turned out to be if I wouldn't be in the place I am now. So those are the like things,
That's great.
Yeah.
Well, let us know, like Alex said, let us know in the comments what your thoughts and feelings and expressions of gratitude are, and how you've cultivated gratitude over the years.
Yeah.
Even what it means to you, anything gratitude related. Do you have a gratitude journal? Is that how you express gratitude?
Yeah.
So let us know.
Yep. Give us a shout.
All right. We'll see you.
Bye.